You are probably on Facebook or Instagram. Even conscientious objectors to social media have often some presence they use to feign their digital existence. Social media is a mirage. The social quotient diminishes as you look at it more closely. It peacocks the illusion of connection, while in reality, it sacrifices the very connectedness it touts. Maybe this is me, solidly in my middle-aged Generation X mentality, but I think there's something to being the last of analog humankind. Go look at your social media. Who do you see there? Most of you, I would venture to say, are beyond the current circles of your life, connected or friends with many people from bygone eras, friends you met at the beach on summer vacation a decade ago, or the girl that you used to date and now she's happily married in a town you've never heard of or been to with someone that looks like you went to high school with them but you didn't. Your roommates, your high school friends, your weekend interlopers that made an impact on your life at the time, your teammates from when you played on a team, your friends from another place and time that are all separated out now, scattered across the world, as far away as places that have mostly consonants in their language. Your exes, your idealized friends, your fringe friends along the social edges of what you imagine your social life to be. I'm talking about your old friends, people that you used to have a life with, but you haven't seen them for maybe more than 20 years. So that's it? That's all we get? That's all we choose to do? These people, these friends, have we just accepted that this is how we will interact with them until we're all dead? It won't be that long. We're closer to death now than we are to the times when we hung out with these very people. The needle of time is sliding. If not now, when? I began flying during the pandemic because all I wanted to experience was the opposite of isolation. I wanted to be moving through space. I wanted to be on adventures. I wanted to be challenged by what was in front of me. I wanted to interact with people. I decided I'm not going to accept this. What if I started going to the places where my old friends live, who I have not seen in decades, and I just show up with a camera and record whatever happens, our conversations, and find out, are we the same? Are we different? Who were we and who are we now? Paradoxically, I put out an open call on my social media and I explained this idea as best I could, and that I wanted to connect with people I haven't seen in 20 or more years. Many old friends responded. It was kind of amazing. I realized quickly the challenges are many. How do I remain present for the moments with these friends, but also capture things without interfering or being awkward or worse, annoying? How do I balance filming with the moment? There's only one time you have this much space between the last time you saw someone and now. So how do you manage capturing the uniqueness of that moment while also honoring it? I told myself I'm not going to care about the cameras. I get what I get. I won't take time to set up shots painfully. I'll do everything quickly. Whatever happens, happens. I got the plane ready, and now the process has begun. My first stop, Knoxville, Tennessee, to see my old friend, Amy.
Premise set for takeoff, flaps in their correct position. Door is latched and closed. Heat is off. Circuit breakers are all in. Carb heat is off. Mixture and fuel pump to go. Primer is locked. Avionics are set. All engine instruments are looking good. We're all configured and ready to go. Chantune Tower, Cherokee 516 Lima, holding short 02, ready.
Cherokee 5116 Lima, John Tune Tower, runway 2, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 0216 Lima. Alright, gas on best tank, undercarriage is welded, mixture is rich, props and pumps are set, seatbelts and switches are all good, finals clear.
I have not been in the presence of Amy since Nirvana was peaking. Amy was the roommate of my girlfriend at the time, and we all spent lots of time at their house in Greensboro, North Carolina in the early 90s.
Downtown traffic, Cherokee 5116 Lima, final 08, full stop, downtown.
That time was early independence, freedom. We had no internet in our lives. All connections were organic and natural outflows of living life. It was some combination of hippie college town times with a heavy dose of punk rock. We didn't worry about much. We probably should have. I landed at downtown Knoxville Airport, and I sent Amy a message that I had arrived, and she only had a short 3-minute drive to come and meet me because she lives on the island. What will that first moment be like after 30 years? Are we the same? Are we different? Do we still connect and click, or will she seem like a stranger? Well, here's how it went.
Get in, weirdo.
Get in, weirdo. Man, absolutely nothing changes. It was like we had just parted the night before at the College Corner Bar in Greensboro. Never mind the lifetimes that we have lived since. I am fascinated by memory, nostalgia, and the associations of relational memory, and pondering what governs our memories over the years or decades. What comes to mind? What is forgotten? What memories can we still even access? Spending time with Amy, I realized many memories were still there, but just needed encouragement to the surface. While waiting for our pizza to go so that we could go and sit by the river, we considered the workings of memory and wondered what we still had stored in there somewhere.
I've lived in so many places. I've had so many different jobs.
Lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And had to learn so many new things every time I moved somewhere that it's really like it's hard for me to retain stuff from work. Luckily, some of my core memories, like from high school and college, are still in there pretty hard, despite whatever I did recreationally. Like they're still in there.
Yeah.
You know, but there's a lot of other stuff, like later on from work, stuff that I've learned right out of my head.
It's like there's really only so much RAM that we have.
Mm-hmm.
And so anything that's coming in kind of has to push some other stuff out.
Yep.
But there are deep storage archives, but the indexes for those archives are sometimes a challenge. It's like, because I just think it's so strange that you can just, I don't know, seize some object or something and then go, oh, that. I haven't thought about that or that person or whatever. So it's just crazy that the hard drive has stored everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just a matter about like, how has the index been managed?
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
We tend to idealize people over time, and perhaps ourselves as well, when in fact we have barely a handhold on who we are, even in the present moment, much less over 30 years of life and growth. Rarely does one have this particular kind of opportunity to calibrate or confirm those perceptions of ourselves and those perceptions of those near and dear to us. Does the gulf of time provide a control to this experiment? Is that gap enough to show any detail in the relief of the passage of time? I feel the same and totally different at the same time. I wondered what Amy's immediate perceptions were after having only spent an hour together since the Clinton years.
If you had to generalize recollection of me, like what is your memory of me? Not necessarily specifically situational, but just how do you remember me being? What was I like? Who was that?
Obviously, drummer, right? Drummer. Super nice, easygoing guy. That's what I remember. Well, I literally did talk about you. I was like, well, nice dude that was my roommate's boyfriend, but we were all friends and hung out and went camping and rafting and everything together. So part of the friend group, and we were all adventurous or whatever, right? So gives them an idea of what you were like too then, I guess, back when I was more adventurous. You don't seem that much different. You still seem like you're the same core guy. You do seem the same, you have similar interests. I think I have similar interests. I don't think anything's changed me externally. I don't think anything's changed you or who you are, or you seem like you're the same genuine person. Because we knew each other long enough that I knew you.
I'm usually pretty good at speaking to what I'm doing, but when I explain this idea to others, I kind of fumble through it and hope that something sticks. I explained what I was doing to Amy before I even came, and when I was with her, she said it back to me in this way, and it helped. But it also made me realize in that moment that if I create many more of these pieces with different people, some larger tapestry may appear through the iteration. I really like what she said though.
I think you're just trying to capture what it's like to reconnect with people you had genuine connections with in the past and putting that in context with social media and breaking out of the shell of social media.
I think those of us right from the gut of Generation X have a particular assimilation to modern living to contend with while remaining guarded about social media and its implications. Many of us were latchkey kids, independent, and it shows even still. One observation that became more clear to me is the difference between growth, which perhaps prescribes building on a foundation, versus change, where the underlying structure is scrapped for a new layout, a new arrangement of thought and personality.
I think you were an extrovert, for sure. Did you not feel that way about yourself? I always felt like you were an extrovert. Yeah, and I was definitely an extrovert then. I'm definitely more of an ambivert now. You know, as I've gotten older, I've become more of a homebody, and you know what I mean? So I feel like that's natural though. Yeah. Unless you have a big family. I don't feel like I have to actively participate in it and be a content creator, influencer, all that crap, you know what I mean? Like, so as long as I can peripherally stay in touch with people on there, and I can't delete it because I need to keep Messenger and I need, you know what I mean? Like the only one I'm like cool with really is, not even really cool with because it's still meta, is Instagram. But I feel like there's less political discourse on there, less brainwashing other than, you know, capitalist brainwashing, consumerism. But but that's the one I'm like the coolest with, I guess. But, you know, I use Messenger on Instagram and yeah. Think about how little time social media has been around also, right? It's only been around since, well, commonly used social media, mid-2000s. So that's crazy to think about too.
You can go through so many things and live so many lives and do all that, but you still seem the same to me and I still seem kind of the same to you. How does that work?
I think maybe we just are genuine people to begin with. You know, it's just strong personalities, maybe. Is that part of it? Maybe. We just aren't really malleable. We're not, I mean, not that we aren't, we're easygoing-ish, right? I don't mean to say that like we're stubborn and hard-headed, but we're just who we are and confident in ourselves, maybe. That makes sense? I said that in like the least confident way possible.
The most humble way possible.
Confident in ourselves. The people I'm closest with that feel like family to me were like the core group of girls that I had in high school and college, you know? And I feel really sorry for kids that don't have that experience now, people that are homeschooled and aren't going to college or doing everything online or whatever, you know? Like, I'm still really tight with those people, and every time we hang out, it's exactly the same. Feels like no time has passed.
And I feel like it's the same with me and you. Oh, I've definitely grown. I haven't changed, but I've grown, you know. I've learned a lot, had a lot of experiences, you know. Basically just proved things to myself through those experiences, you know what I mean? So, and that's, I mean, life is just about you know, because I've learned people can promise you the world. There's nobody's ever, you can't depend on anybody except for yourself at the end of the day, period. So don't rely on anybody else.
One thing that we had in common, though experienced at different times in our lives, was the disintegration of a marriage. What it is to go from this is my life to what is my life.
I mean, as you know, like this past spring, damn near had a nervous breakdown. So, and yeah, it's funny because now I'm kind of recovering from that and getting some, you know, some kind of retrospective. It's like, I didn't even realize how much on the brink I was. And I'm kind of pulling myself out of it. And by, like what I said earlier, making connections with all these people from my past, doing that, and these are people pre my husband that I knew before my husband, they, it's kind of pulling me away on a nice distraction and getting me kind of back to myself, I think, perhaps, right? That was, I mean, that's more of my issue, I think, is that I just had so much faith that this was gonna be my future. And I didn't even cross my mind that it wouldn't be, you know? And then so just having to reassess everything. Like I said, perfect time in my life for this to happen. This project is happening.
Yeah. Well,
strange kismet.
and the project is, you know, something, but I'm just glad to be here, right? And be around you. So, I mean, that's what it's really about.
I wanted to put the camera down and just spend time with Amy, but I had to get these final thoughts. I wanted to know what she would tell young people today at the age that we were the last time we saw each other. How do you balance the connectedness of social media with actual human connection?
I would tell them, I mean, in the age of social media, it changes everything, but I would tell her to I would tell her to go enjoy the world as much as possible, get out, do anything she wants to do, like when she's young, and take pictures, but don't do any other sharing on social media. You know, take pictures for documentation purposes, but beyond that, leave the social media in the trash.
I flew back to Nashville and I felt like I accomplished something really special. Amy and I are in touch now more meaningfully and have plans to spend more time with each other soon, and we will. Prior to our departure, find the ones you miss, be with them, learn from them, and see your true self not in the funhouse mirror of social content, but the most authentic point of view you can get from above the timeline of our lives, and feel this feeling that you made the effort, and you'll see it was perfect timing for you too.
What were you talking about earlier? You were remembering?
Keeping and going rafting and everything.
Didn't we go whitewater rafting in the gorge? With you? That's the trip you're talking about?
There was Golly, but see, I've done it a lot. So
Oh,
I
the
remember
Upper
now.
Golly.
So we must have done it together.
What about the bridge?
And we went under the bridge at night. Were you on that trip? That was crazy. So you were there then. So that means that was with that was for my birthday that year.
Oh.
That was like, I think it was my 19th birthday. Because I remember somebody gave me a card that said the sunset years of my teens. You know, I remember that. And it was during that trip. And we went through the fucking woods and got under the
That bridge is insane.
I know, and sometimes I look about. I'm like, we were walking around under that bridge at night, out in the middle.
And not in good condition. And it's just a catwalk.
Yeah.
And I saw what made this come back to me recently was I came across a video of some people doing that.
At night or during the day?
During the day at that bridge, but they all have, like helmets on and like wires attaching to whatever, harnesses and stuff. And I was like, we're just
walking
like, let's go check it out.
Drunk and
even the fence that we had to get over was insane.
yes,
yeah.
That fence, and just not even that, just going up like through the random woods. We didn't know where the hell we were. We had somebody with us that knew where they were going, like our guide or somebody was with us, and like somebody was
That's right.
with us.
It was the river guide.
Yeah, not safe.